Okay, the Kitchener stitch is a really clever way that we are going to close up these two sets of live stitches that creates a neat knitted-like edge. So in order to do that, the first thing we need to do is cut ourselves about 12 inches of our working yarn. Here we go. And we're going to thread that onto our tapestry needle. And now we're going to slip both sets of stitches to the tips of their respective needles so that we can hold them both together in our left hand. So scoot your stitches right on up into the edge of your needles and hold them with your left hand, and the working yarn should be coming straight down. Don't let it get caught over any of the needle tips, straight down from where it ended. And here is how we work the Kitchener stitch. We're going to start on the needle closest to us, and we're going to go into that stitch on that needle with our tapestry needle, kind of behaving like it's its own knitting needle. We're going to go in as if we're going to knit that stitch, and we're actually just going to pop it right off. And before we do anything else, we're going to go into the second stitch on the front needle as if to purl. So we're going in like we would if we were purling that stitch. And now we're going to pause and we're going to pull our yarn through. Okay, now we do it with the back needle. We're going to go into this first stitch as if to purl, and we're actually really going to take it off. And before we do anything else, we're going to go into the second stitch on that needle as if to knit. And now we will pull our yarn through. We'll snug that up there. Okay, let's repeat. So each pass of the Kitchener stitch treats a stitch on the front, and then the second stitch, and then a stitch on the back and the second stitch. So back to the front needle, we slip off as if to knit, and we go in the second stitch as if to purl, and we pull our yarn through. See how my yarn just got caught up on my needle? Don't let that happen. Make sure that it's coming through clean of both needle tips. And now on the back needle, we slip off as if to purl, and we go through without splitting your yarn as if to knit and pull the yarn through. Okay, we're going to continue in this method. Slip off as if to knit and go through as if to purl and pull the yarn through. Slip off as if to purl and go through as if to knit and pull the yarn through. You can start to see how it's creating a lovely seamed edge that totally mimics the stitches we've been making with our needles. So slip off as if to knit, go through as if to purl and pull, slip off as if to purl, go through as if to knit and pull. Off as if to knit, through as if to purl, pull the yarn, off as if to purl, through as if to knit, pull the yarn. You should always have the same number of stitches left on your needles after completing the pair from the front and the back. And we still do, so that's good. Off as if to knit, through as if to purl and pull, off as if to purl, through as if to knit and pull. We're down to almost the end here. We go off as if to knit, through as if to purl and pull, off as if to purl, through as if to knit and pull. And we're down to the last two stitches. We're going to take those off as if to knit and off as if to purl. So we can set our needles down and pull our yarn through, and see how clean the Kitchener stitch is here? Just looks just like the rest of our knitting. All right, thank you so much for joining us.